It's FA Cup action this week and it's Luton Town versus Wigan. Finally, we are now back at home after 2 away games. It has been a very hectic Christmas and New Year schedule, but now we can put the league to one side and focus on this cup game against Wigan. Wigan have a new manager since we last time played them, and so do we. So it's going to be interesting to see how Rob Edwards versus Kolo plans out. And I can't believe I am saying that sentence in 2023. Rob Edwards and Kolo. The last time we did play Wigan was a league match and we ended up losing 2-1 at home. It was an awful game of football. I was there that day myself and I could not believe what I was watching. I felt Wigan were awful, but yet they got the 3 points. The last, 15 minutes of the game, Wigan were so much better. They counter-attacked, their substitutions were perfect and changed the game massively for them. And they ended up walking away with the 3 points. Luton, on the other hand, first half domination. Second half, it was just simply awful. We kept pushing, but well, I say pushing, we tried to push. It didn't look like it from the fans' perspective that we were trying to get the second goal. And then things just, went downhill for us. And we ended up walking away with no points at home after taking the lead. And that has been our story of the season at home this year. Taking leads, but keep dropping points from winning positions. It's something which we definitely need to work on from now until the end of the season. But now this is a cup game. There's no league. Just take the league to one side and just forget about it and focus on this cup game. Now, regards to this cup game, Rob Edwards has made it very vocal since he's came to the club that he wants to do well in this competition. It's a competition that he hasn't done particularly too well as a player. So he wants to, try and make amends being a manager. Try and go as far as we can in the FA Cup. Now, last year we had a fantastic FA Cup run. Wigan have won this competition, beating Man City in that famous FA Cup final all those years ago. But now, Luton, we want to obviously get that opportunity. Probably won't happen this year, but we can all dream. But as I was saying, last year we had that FA Cup run. We got to Chelsea where we got beat 3-2 at home. It was a cracking game. We didn't even play our strongest side, nor did Chelsea, to be fair. But, it was a great game and it was nice to, go ahead in that game twice on 2 occasions. But yeah, with Cornick and Riesberg obviously getting those goals. In terms of team selection for this game against Wigan, are we going to make too many changes? Now, people may think we actually could rotate the whole squad here, but Rob Edwards came out in his press conference and actually said he didn't want to rotate the squad. He actually only just wants to make a couple of changes and he wants to keep the momentum. So we probably will see certain players come in just so they can regain fitness. I reckon the likes of Corley Woodrow and Jerome will start, and also Riesberg will come in. I can see those players starting. I can't see many, changes. Clark may come back. He may actually rest Clark because Clark actually missed Huddersfield because of a groin injury. So he actually may keep Watson in there after his impressive start against Huddersfield. He was extremely good against Huddersfield, kept the possession really well. He invited Huddersfield to obviously, put pressure us so we can then get in behind. It was a fantastic performance from Watson in his first start I think actually in his first actual Luton start, which is great for him. So I can see the likes of him starting in this game. If we were to talk about other players that haven't featured in a while, Lansbury is in training, but I think he's slowly getting there. We should hopefully see him, either in the next game or the game after. Sonny Bradley is going to be a little bit of a while. The same with Fred. I don't think Rob Edwards didn't want to give a time scale on both players, but Bradley is doing his rehab and Fred, it must be touch and go. So yeah, time will tell when those 2 players come back. We are probably looking at the end of the month for those 2 particular players. For Luton, it's probably the first time in a while that we actually have options at the back now. Yes, we don't have Sonny Bradley, but now Riesberg is back playing football and obviously getting that fantastic goal against Huddersfield. We've got Osho back from suspension as well. So it's nice to have players available so we can pick and have options at the back. So, we're not forced to play fullbacks as centre halves. We can actually play a fully strengthened side for once. There could be a small chance that Thorpe, we recall back from Burton Albion, could start in this game against Wigan, but I don't think he will do. Obviously, Burton wasted his development for 6 months, which is not the plan. didn't feature for Burton really at all, and I'm glad to see Thorpe back at Luton, where he can either develop and train better or get sent back out on loan to a club that actually will play him, because what is the point of signing a player out on loan and don't even start? Pointless. It really is pointless. Now, looking at Wigan themselves, now I know the last couple of games it looks like they've been fresh, you know, a couple of 4-1s there. Kolo obviously hasn't hit the ground running, but I don't think the results are something you need to look at. Each performance has been quite tight despite the scoreline, so the scorelines have given us a little bit of a false view in there. So Wigan, they're going to have something about them, you know. Kolo is still implementing his style of football to the side, and this FA Cup could be a good, you know, break for Wigan to not focus about the league, and also like a quick reset, you know. Hang on a minute, let's reset a little bit against Luton in the cup, and, you know, have a different mentality, and that could work for them, and that could be a good advantage for Wigan if they want to progress to the next round of the FA Cup. Personally, for me, I don't really care if we go on an FA Cup run this year. I would rather us focus on the league this year. But, you know, I'm not going to say no to a cup run. No, I'm never going to say no to a cup run. You know, potentially playing some top sides in the Premier League. Man City is a side which I have not seen Luton play at all. We've played Chelsea, we were playing Manchester United. Haven't seen us play against Arsenal yet. So it would be nice to see Luton play either Manchester City or Arsenal in the upcoming rounds if we do make it there. But, you know, we have to do the business first, and that's beat Wigan at home. Do I think we'll win? Yes, I think the momentum which we've got from the last 3 games will help us in this match, and I do think Luton will get a comfortable 2-0 victory. Fingers crossed that does happen. Let me know your score predictions down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.